Okay, so we are just going to do some more practice from yesterday's lesson, and then we're also going to add the calculator. Remember, when we want to expand, we want the log, each log to have its own log. So here, and then we also want to make sure that we have prime numbers. So right here, we have a lot of multiplication and we have a power right here. So I have log base 2 of 16. I'm now going to break this apart, and I'm going to do this since we did this yesterday. I'm going to bring the 5 in front, log base 2 of x, and then plus log base 2 of y. Now, this looks good except for I don't like this right here, because the 16, I need this to be a prime number. And I can rewrite this as 2 to the 4th. So I can do log base 2 of 2 to the 4th. So guess what? I can use my property rule. So this becomes 4 plus 5 log base 2 of x plus log base 2 of y. So this is going to be my final answer. All right, let's look at this next one. So this next one, okay, so I have some things on top, on the bottom. It looks like also I can look at that really quickly, and that's not a prime number. So on top, I'm going to try to move this to the front and this to the front also. So I have here, we think if we can do this, log base 3 of x plus 3 log base 3 of y. That was all on top. Now minus, I'll do parentheses, log base 3 of 81 plus log base 3 of z. Now what I don't like is I don't like that 81, because I could go ahead and I could change this as 3 to the 4th. So this becomes log base 3 of 3 to the 4th plus log base 3 of z. So 6 log base 3 of x plus 3 log base 3 of y. Now, minus, this cancels out 4. And then I'll just distribute this, minus log base 3 of z. Okay. All right, if we condense, we'll go ahead and, again, we're just practicing from yesterday. This is subtraction. We also have this exponent that we would move over here. So we will only want to see one log. So we have x over, and I would do y to the 5th. Now let's look at this one. I would move my 6 right here. And then I would move my 4/5 right here, and it looks like I'm subtracting there. So I have log a to the 6th times b, and then this would be c to the 4/5. All right, the last thing we want to talk about is we want to talk about on our calculator. And whether we talk about on our 84 calculator, whether we talk about on Desmos. Now, what we have here is we're going to go ahead and on our calculator, our common log has a base of 10. Our natural log is going to have a base of e. Now, on your calculator or on Desmos, it's very simple just to press log of 23, log of this. So if I'm going to show you on Desmos, where you're going to find that log and natural log if you go down in the right-hand corner for functions, if you go down where it says calculus, you'll see natural log, log base. So you can see it all right there and you can plug it in. On your 84, if you're using an 84, now I can't point to it with my pointer, but you should see in the left-hand corner in that first row on the left-hand side, you should see the LN button and the log button. Right underneath the x squared is log and natural log. And then above that, you can see e to the x, and we used that when we did our compound problems. Okay, so I want you to practice, whether you're using Desmos or whether you're using your calculator, that I want you to practice that you can get these answers from here. Okay? Now, once you do that, you stop the video, you do that, I also want to teach you this. We have what's called the change of base formula. Now, the change of base formula, and you need to know this. You need to know that if you, and you can enter this in both of your calculators, but the change of base formula, you still need to know that log base A of x, you write it as log of x over log of A. And I want you to realize that this is the same as if I have the natural log. So this is going to be log of 3 over log of 2. This is the same thing as natural log of 3 over natural log of 2. Those two are the same things. So if you plugged that into your calculator, that would be exactly the same thing. So I want you to practice that. I also want you to practice this with all of your parentheses in it on your calculator. Make sure that you can get all of these answers. Now realize on Desmos, if you go ahead and let's say you put log base 2 of 3, in your calculus, under calculus, you can go ahead and you can put 2 right there. You can arrow over and you can put 3, close your parentheses, and you can get your answer. In your graphing calculator, if you do, and I don't know actually if it's going to show up on this one, some of you guys, if you take the alpha button, which is right underneath second, so it's the green button, if you go alpha y equals, so alpha y equals, and then function, it does show this. So function, so alpha y equals, so the green button, y equals, and then function, you get log base. I think yours is 5, 2. You can do the same thing. You can put in 2, and then you can put in 3, and enter. So technically, you don't have to put in the change of base. The change of base, you would put in, you would use the log button, which is underneath x squared. So you would do log of 3 divided by log of 2, enter. Okay, you get the same thing. That's also the same if you did natural log of 3 divided by natural log of 2, enter. Those are the same things, but you could use that alpha y equals function. I'm fine with that. Or you could just use Desmos if you wanted to, test mode. But it is super important that you know this and you know it's also equal to natural log, because hint, hint, you may have some multiple choice questions like that. Okay, so I want you guys to make sure that you practice all of these and you get these answers. Okay, everyone, have a great day.